Yeah.
I sent one electronic.
Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Call this meeting to order. Tuesday, June 25th, 2024. Chair will make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion in a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Motion carries. All right. Chair will also make a motion to approve the consent agenda A through M.
Second.
Motion in a second. Didn't see anything on here that was, there's a lot of DHS stuff, but it's just normal stuff this time of year, so. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, public comment. Is there any public comment this morning? It'll be a quick meeting if there's not. You have anything, sir?
Not today.
Okay. Well, today is the last day to vote for primary voting, so. Yeah. All right, anybody else for public comment? That's one, okay. we'll close that part. Any general discussion?
None at this time.
I think all I would say is, as the investigation's going on, that we continue to pray for family members and officers of the incident this weekend, and yeah, wisdom and all that kind of stuff that needs to happen during the process of investigating and all that stuff. Coming a little too frequent in Craig, so. All right. First thing on the agenda, we have, Fair Board open seats. And we have a letter of interest for there. Elizabeth Smith. We had talked about, because we'll be setting these in January, but this would fill a seat that we wouldn't have to see, would continue the, term, so the term.
Fill in the term,
Yeah,
which makes sense because, you know, fair's coming up, so
yeah, to wait till October is tough. Yeah.
all the thing you have on board, so
Yeah.
it's a good deal. So, guess with that said, Mr. Chair, make a motion to appoint Elizabeth Smith to the Fair Board, finish out the rest of the year here.
Second?
Any further discussion?
Appreciate her putting in.
Yes, very much so. Fair will be here before we know it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. All right, second on the list here is last meeting, we had, Man T Construction, I believe, come in and ask if he would be willing, or he could build batting cages. Are you gonna present this for Neil or just discussion? Okay, that's fine. Neil's out. Yeah, Neil's out with a double eye infection, so we could just talk about it. So T Construction, I think you were in jury duty that day, Commissioner Broom, and he wants to build batting cages between the two ball fields that are there, no charge to the county. The first stage would be batting cages with a roof and just netting on the side, but built it to a place to where eventually would be enclosed and would like electricity and all those things. No charge to the county, just a deal. And so I told him, I said, well, can't make a decision today, obviously, but we can, you know, at our next meeting. So I guess.
We had a workshop with him too while you were out of town.
Oh, good.
And
Yeah,
so,
you did tell him that, didn't you? Not this meeting, but the next one, we'd be able to do something.
Yeah. yeah, so we had a workshop in between and he brought us some, just some plans on that. He's got some donations from other community members, construction company, gravel, trusses, a lot of the project materials. So there's a lot of donations going into that too. It's going to be kind of a community build event and kind of a neat setup too, the way that they're going to build it to where it's not just one straight batting cage. They'll be able to close that off and be able to do high school and youth at the same time. And so it'll be done in a couple of different stages, but yeah.
So are we giving him permission today, or did you tell him that we need to wait till the next meeting?
No, we told him that we would have to do it in an official meeting
Okay, yeah, so-
and that we needed to talk to you.
Yeah.
Because we weren't able to come to the,
Get it going. Obviously, it won't start pretty right away, you know, which is pretty impressive to me, you know. I thought it was something for next year, but
Wants to go.
yeah.
And when I talked to him at our last meeting, he would have started that day, he said, if we could let him, so.
yeah.
Right.
They've got some construction stuff going on right now, so they've got some projects they'll have to get out of the way. And I think Anson and 3B are maybe both looking at doing some materials and
Yeah.
Charchalis with some materials, and so.
Yeah, I think Meeker Sand and Gravel are gonna donate the concrete, and
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
Yeah. And then we did AG&C said they have a micro grant too that might help cover some of the supplies for that, which is a end of the year grant. So yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so what's our pleasure?
I'm gonna finish taking notes.
What's that?
I was gonna let you finish taking notes. Mr. Chair, I would move to approve the Loudy Simpson Park batting cage project under T's construction project management, I guess, to pull all of the donors together and put that together for the county.
Project or motion and a second. Any further discussion? Appreciate him doing that. All in favor?
Right?
Aye. Motion carries. All right, since number 2 on the list, we have Office of Development Services bid recommendation for the Public Safety Center fence project. Even though we did not bid this personally, there's a chance that I will be subcontracting through the main contractor that is the lowest if it gets bid. So I will be a part of the discussion, but I will not vote today, just so we know. Make it clear for the record.
Good morning. We went out, put out an RFP on May 8th. The initial RFP included the rear perimeter fence, decorative fencing, and electric lift gates, 2 electric lift gates at the Public Safety Center. There were a total of 5 amendments made to that original RFP. The first one included a correction in fence height, removing concrete footing, adding some free exit loops for the lift gates, and then specifying to price out both aluminum and steel. And then the second, we adjusted another specifications on the electric for the lift gates. And then the third, we adjusted the timing of the submittal date because there were some concerns with availability of electricians to even just get some pricing for the electrical for the lift gates. The fourth one included us removing the electrical portion and the electrical gates because it became a very complicated thing. So the county is going to work on getting electrical to those sites. And then we will revisit the electric lift gates next year. And then we did a final bid schedule change, which allowed everyone to resubmit their bids because we actually did receive those bids, and based on pricing of the gates and availability of electricians, that's when we decided on that fifth amendment to go ahead and pull that electrical section. And so that final bid came in on June 10th, and that is for only the perimeter fencing and the decorative gate or decorative fencing at the front. It does not include the lift gates. We received 3 bids. All fence came in at $55,488.50. Legacy fence, $67,118, and Black Eagle fence at $54,400. So today it is our recommendation to award that bid to Black Eagle fence in the amount of $54,400. And this will end up doing it will be 2 phases. So we'll explore the electric next year.
Yeah, I think the email that Neil sent out to everybody, when they got the bid for everything, it was just so far
Over budget,
right, that he couldn't do it all in one cost. So, so he rebid it.
Yep.
you give me the amount again for Black Eagle?
$54,400.
Oh, and you'll abstain from this one. So the co-chair will entertain.
Chair.
a motion. Vice chair will entertain a motion. And it's not January.
I'll make a motion to go with Black Eagle Fencing for $54,400. Go with that big recommendation for the Public Safety Center fence project.
I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And with one abstaining.
Thank you. All right. Next, we have Craig Moffett County Airport. Candace Miller, bid recommendation for contract approval, airport engineering services.
The Craig and Moffett County Airport is required by FAA to go out to bid every 5 years for engineering services. Our contract with our current engineering firm, who we have been with since 2007, technically expired. I believe we expired in February of this year, but because we have an open grant and an active project, they will continue out this project through completion, not just project completion, but through grant closeout as well. But it was a recommendation of the FAA to go ahead and put out that request for qualifications prior to the end of the project. And so that request was put out on May 8th. We received 3 proposals on June 5th. Armstrong Consulting, who is our current engineering firm, as well as a firm that is based out of kind of the Minnesota area, Bolton and Mink, and then Garver, who is, they're kind of all over the place, but mostly in Colorado, well-known. So over the course of a few weeks, the airport board, as a review board, and then including myself and Neil Binder, reviewed those submittals, read through all of their qualifications, their projects, and we met on the 18th to review all of our award scoring sheets, and kind of talk through some of the pros and cons and thoughts and ideas around our selections. And we, with the 3 submittals, award scoring came out, Garver was at the top. Garver is done 30 projects at 30 airports in the state of Colorado. Several of the members of the team we would be working directly with were with Armstrong when our master plan was created in 2018. So they're very familiar with our airport. So I think the review board had a lot of confidence in Garver to come in and hit the ground running with our airport. So it is our bid recommendation today that we award this 5-year contract to Garver, and a professional service agreement between the sponsor and consultant will be drafted by the consultant. And I will bring that to you for signature. So today I'm asking for approval of the recommendation, as well as acknowledgement that you will be seeing that contract for signature.
There's no dollar amount attached to that.
No, so everything is done on a task order basis, but typically any of the projects we're going to do with this engineering firm is through our grant funded projects. And so they keep their scope within that grant. If we had any additional services that we might ask of them, they would basically just provide us pricing, and then, we can either accept or deny anything outside of that scope of a grant.
What's our pleasure?
Mr. Chair, I would move to approve the bid recommendation to Garber for the 5-year grant-funded project with the understanding that the professional services agreement, when we have that, would be signed at that time as well.
Second.
Motion in a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right,
Thank you.
thank you, Candace. All right, that is all we have on our agenda this morning. Next meeting, July 9th, 8:30 a.m. right here in Chambers.
Just a note on July 9th as well, that's when the PUC has the scheduled public hearing in Craig. It'll be
Yes.
at the Moffett County High School, and there'll be more information coming out on that soon.
That's in the afternoon, right?
It'll be in, yeah, in the afternoon, evening.
Okay.
That's it.